Nataka mjifanye nyinyi watalii, doing some shopping.
Baby, can you take a picture of me?
Nice. Ibra, go undercover, tafuta place utafit in.
Baba, nitakujazia hilo rinzima.
Quaran Kibet, witness analysis.
Madam, uko sawa?
Utakuwa sawa.
Uko serious?
Mbona umesimama? Return to base. I repeat, return to base.
Nairobi Railway City is an iconic multimodal urban development planned on the 425-acre space between Uhuru Highway to the south, Landis Road to the north, Bunyala Road in the east, and Haile Selassie Avenue in the west.
Tunaikaribisha na roho mzuri na nia mzuri, sababu tunajua kwamba itakuwa na msaada kubwa sana.
The ultra-modern city within a city, designed to align with the Nairobi Integrated Urban Master Plan, NIU, the Nairobi Transport Master Plan, and the Nairobi Commuter Railway Master Plan, will decongest and modernize the CBD. It will serve as a transport hub for the city, including non-motorized transport, public transport, and railway transport.
I think it's a great initiative. It's going to be very convenient for the passengers who are traveling.
The construction of Phase 1 and 2 will create 5,000 jobs and a further 5,000 jobs after completion.
Itakuwa inasaidia mwananchi mwingine ambaye anatafuta kazi.
It will also create numerous opportunities for micro and medium enterprises, MSMEs, to carry out trade within the newly established retail and commercial spaces in the public and non-motorized transport corridors. It was made possible through the partnership of the UK government and the Kenyan government. The Nairobi Railway City, ultra-modern, truly Kenyan in design, an idea whose time has come.
Kwa tunaomba kwa hiyo mradi mnaleta, mtukumbuke na mtutafutie hadi kama ni nafasi kiasi ya kufanya kazi.
At the Kenya Railway Corporation, we are right on track.
Good afternoon. Happy Jamhuri Day. A very warm welcome to the Lunchtime News. My name is Irene Muchuma Odim. On sign language interpretation, we have Lensa Odingo. Now, President William Ruto has led Kenyans in marking the 59th Jamhuri Day celebrations in an event that saw at least 20,000 Kenyans attending at the Nyayo National Stadium. Now, this is what the president had to say.
Our towns and every part of the Republic of Kenya, because that is how we are going to be delivering government services going into the future. Let me also announce that this is a technology and innovation Jamhuri, because we intend to transfer 85% of the remaining government services to the digital space, so that every Kenyan, wherever they are, they do not have to get into any bus to go to get government services or queue in any line to access government services. It will now be possible in 6 months, when we finish the digitization of 5,000 government services, it will be possible for Kenyans to access government services from their comfort of their homes and the workplace, using the internet because government services will be available on that platform. Let me also say that we intend to deliver our subsidy program on fertilizer, on e-voucher, that is going to be available to 1.3 million farmers. And I want to encourage our farming community to register themselves, because going forward, our fertilizer subsidy program is going to be dispensed on the internet, on e-voucher, so that we can eliminate brokers and eliminate cartels and ensure that targeted farmers have access to fertilizer. We have also had a conversation of our lifetime, and we have a target of 1 million jobs from our technology space. We've had a candid conversation with our technology and digital space leaders that Kenya, going into the future, we're going to have 1 million jobs, and that is why it is necessary and it is important that all of us understand the importance of technology and the place of innovation going into the future. Let me also say, as we deliver our universal health coverage, our tech community is going to be the space for e-health, and therefore our universal health.
President William Ruto committing to enhance job creation, saying that his government will work with stakeholders both in the private and public sectors to enhance job creation and development in the digital economy. Now, the president also presided over the first trooping of the color ceremony mounted by the 23rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion since becoming the Commander-in-Chief of Kenya Defence Forces in September. The event was organized by the battalion currently located in Karare, Marsabit County, and the exercise enables the unit to enjoy enhanced capability support like armored infantry fighting vehicles.
President William Ruto Monday presided of his maiden trooping of colours ceremony mounted by the Marsabit Best 23rd Mechanized Infantry Battalion. The head of state received presidential and regimental colours flags from the battalion, followed by prayers dedicated to the unit for its commitment to protecting the sovereignty of this nation.
Through Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior. Amen.
The unit was established in 2017 but became fully operational in 2018 and has continued to grow in personnel, skills and operational capacity over time. The colours are the highest honour for any regiment or unit, and something that is treasured as any formation is disbandment if it loses the colours. Isfar reporting for Lunchtime News.
All right, away from the celebrations, truck drivers plying along the northern corridor are crying foul over clearance delay at the one-stop Malaba border post that has seen snarl-up stretching to 30 kilometers. A cross-section of the drivers interviewed say the situation is worse at night, accusing relevant authorities of doing little to solve the problem. According to the drivers, it can take up to 2 hours to 3 hours to cover 1 kilometer to the one-stop border post.
Manake nilipata jam nianze huko Kandu. Ndugu yangu nimetoka safari ya mbali na nimetoka Mombasa. Sasa tunaomba serikali wajaribu wapanue hii barabara na wajaribu waharakishie juu tunajua ni shida iko tu hapo custom. Manake barabara wakati wanatuharakishia pale custom, hapa hakunaga jam, tunakuja kama direct tumeingia custom ndani. Shida iko hapo custom, sijui kuna shida gani.
Embu County government has announced plans to hold 3 major events annually in a bid to showcase creative talents, unexploited tourist sites and cultural activities in the region. This follows successful hosting of a 2-day festival in Embu town that's highlighted investment opportunities in the region.
Embu County Executive Committee of Trade and Tourism Jamal Warunyenje, speaking during a two-day event dubbed Embu Festival, observed that the tourism sector is gradually picking up and there is need to put more effort for the region to tap into the sector.
For the first time, we have a successful Embu Festival. Hii festival iko na umuhimu sana kibiashara kwa sababu inaweza kufungua Embu County kama destination ya investment. Inaweza kufungua Embu County kama destination ya utalii.
The Director Youth Empowerment and Sports, Rehema Ibrahim, noted Embu Festival had exposed talent possessed by the youth, which should be further developed.
Tuko hapa kusaidia vijana wetu ambao wako na talanta tofauti. They've been given a platform to showcase their talents and we thank the organizers for that.
Tungepata wahisani especially kutoka county ya Embu. Nina uhakika sana tuna madereva shupavu ambao wanaweza kuletea hadhi na tajriba county ya Embu katika mchezo huu.
Part of the two-day festival included a 4x4 challenge. Where beginners and experts competed with winners benefiting from the excursion packages, courtesy of tour farms based in Embu County.
An international non-profit organization program for appropriate technology in health, PATH, is piloting a program to manage childhood illnesses in 19 dispensaries in Lurambi and Ikolomani constituencies of Kakamega County. Through the project known as Tools for Integrated Management of Childhood Illnesses, PATH is supporting selected dispensaries with devices to improve maternal neonatal child health targeting under children under the age of 5.
El Wesero Health Center in Lurambi constituency, Kakamega County, was identified as a model facility for the Tools for Integrated Management of Childhood Illnesses. It has registered improved health outcomes among children, reduced the use of antibiotics, and improved proper diagnosis.
Kuna mapendekezo tumeyapata na katika vijiji kwa ajili ya afya zetu haswa za mama na mtoto ambazo tungeomba washirikishe katika bajeti zetu na wazipe kipaumbele na zishirikiwe mara moja. Moja wapo ni kama vile tuligundua mambo mengi yanayoguza upungufu wa afya kwa jamii inatokana tu na kukosa fedha za kutosha. Na kwa hivyo kama facility ama health centers zetu zinaweza kuwa na pesa za kutosha, basi tutakuwa na uwezo wa kuhudumia watu wetu katika level ya chini hata kabla ya kwenda juu sana.
At the same time, the program for appropriate technology in health has teamed up with the civil society organizations who work with community health volunteers through Maternal Neonatal Child Health Alliance to oversee proper implementation of the project, which will be rolled out to other parts once successful. The organization has further donated drugs into the pilot facilities.
As leaders, I want to assure that in the budget making process, we have started na CIDP. CIDP tayari hii kifaa tumeweka kwa CIDP na tutasiti make sure kwamba tunaweka kwa ADP, tuweka kwa CVSP, tuweka budget estimates. Na tutawajia hapo peke yake, tutafuatilia kuhakikisha kwamba even the governor implement ili kila sahanati ama kila hospitali ikuwe na hiki kifaa cha kusaidia watoto wetu.
We've seen from the data there is quite improvement. Our CHVs are doing a very commendable job in the communities to enlighten them so that they can be able to access facility and get proper healthcare treatment. So as a member of County Assembly, we commit today that as we go back to the County Assembly to ensure that we push for proper budgeting and financing, or to ensure that this gadget and is supported to all healthcare facilities in Kakamega County.
Khalaba Ward Member of County Assembly Boniface Lumbanga, who is also the chairperson of Finance Committee in the County Assembly, say they agreed as leaders of Kakamega County to allocate more funding to preventive measures to curb diseases. Through the initiative, PATH has supplied 9 oxygen concentrators to improve oxygen levels among children during medication.
Households listed as vulnerable in Muranga County will start enjoying benefits of enhanced National Hospital Insurance Fund cover from January 2023. The beneficiaries are slated to access free out and inpatient services in public hospitals within the county.
Thank you, Governor. Asante sana, tunashukuru.
While launching the county health scheme, Muranga County Governor Irene Kangata noted they have concluded putting in place mechanisms and payment for the cover with the National Hospital Insurance Fund. He said that starting from January 1st, 2023, 20,000 families listed in the program will have access to free optical and dental care, in addition to free medical care. NHIF Chief Executive Officer Peter Kamunyu lauded the scheme, saying it is a better way of promoting health at the community level.
There is no better way of putting money in your pocket than being an active member of NHIF, because what NHIF is doing is that it is saving you from spending money that you do not have.
The enhanced NHIF cover, funded at a tune of 170 million shillings by the Muranga County government, targets the elderly, widows, orphans and persons with disabilities. Batulishe reporting for Lunchtime News.
Chinese president says China strongly supports Tunisia in pursuing a development path suited to its national conditions and opposes external interference in internal affairs. The president, who held a series of meetings with Arab leaders in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, said his country will focus on a win-win partnership for mutual benefit of all.
During the summit, the Chinese president said practical cooperation between the two countries in recent years has been on the rise despite challenges. She said that China is ready to steadily advance cooperation with Tunisia in areas such as healthcare, infrastructure, high and new technologies, expand exchanges between human resources, encourage competent Chinese enterprises to invest and do business in Tunisia, and welcome more marketable products and specialties from Tunisia to China. Tunisian President Kais Saied said his country is firmly committed to expanding and deepening cooperation in various fields and stands ready to work with China to elevate bilateral relations to a new and higher level. She also held talks with Comoros President Azali Assoumani, with discussions centering on international and regional affairs. The Chinese president also met the Mauritanian President Mohamed Ould Ghazouani, outlining the significance of Chinese contribution in the development of the Northern African country.
All right, back home, Christians and all people of goodwill have been asked to reflect deeply on the true cause of Christmas and get out to reach to the needy and pray for a peaceful and prosperous nation. Speaking at his farewell service as he transfers to take care of Christians at the PCA Karen Parish, the outgoing Loresho moderator, Reverend Daniel Njeru, asked his congregation to reach out and share the virtues of love and forgiveness as a way to heal society during this season. More of this in our county news briefs.
Reverend Daniel Njeru told the emotional congregation how the COVID-19 period became a trying moment for the faithful as people became sick, some close friends died, while some community members lost their business. Elsewhere, more than 30 passengers escaped with minor injuries after the matatu they were traveling on plunged into the Nairobi River near the Museum Hill overpass. The matatu, belonging to Kemo Sacco, was traveling from the city center to Kikuyu when the accident occurred. In Migori County, the Agricultural Society of Kenya, ASK, has started early preparations in readiness for the 2023 Agricultural Exhibition, set to be held next year in October. The annual event, which was last held in 2019 following the COVID-19 pandemic, is set to open more doors for international and local exhibitors while enabling farmers to showcase their products and agricultural technologies. Meanwhile, in Kericho County, residents of Kipkelion West constituency who were colluding with coffee cherry thieves from outside the county have been put on notice. Kipkelion West Member of Parliament Hilary Kosgei said that they are working together with the security team and they have obtained crucial information which will lead to the arrest of the collaborators.
Lazima kuna watu wakora ndani yetu wanawaonyesha wale wakora kuja tuibe hii kahawa tupeleke huko sokoni. Mimi nataka kutangazia wao wezi wa kahawa. Your days are numbered.
In Machakos, early childhood development education teachers have been asked to enroll as members of the County Workers Union. This is since they are employees of the county government.
Early childhood is not a function of the national government, it is a function of the counties, as you know. Now, being a county function, the county union is the most relevant, the most appropriate, recognized union for purpose of the representation.
A section of legislators have underscored the development achieved through the National Government Constituency Development Fund, NGCDF. The MPs, led by Kiharu Member of Parliament Ndindi Nyoro, said that the NGCDF kitty should be improved in order to serve more functions.
We wasted our first 2 years in my first term going through other routes, and that is why we have taken it upon ourselves to release all the information that would be good in terms of making sure that we are efficient in expending public money in regards to NGCDF.
Finally, more than 3,000 Kenyans living in the diaspora have embarked on a mission to build a multi-billion ultra-modern city in Magarini sub-county of Kilifi County. The city, dubbed Proximity City Point of Return, shall have modern suburban apartments, modern businesses, and office complexes, among others. It is designed to attract commercial and light industrial activities.
And to a very interesting piece. Are you a pet person? Let's see. For centuries, a cat has been domesticated for companionship and to deal with rats and other rodents. But not all homes fancy this carnivorous mammal, the smallest in the wider cat family. Somewhere in Kenya's capital, Nairobi, one woman's love for cats has seen her host close to 400 of them in her 4-bedroom house. The story of the cat woman of Mihango, as filed by Sheila Yogo.
A casual look at these residents may end up just as such, an ordinary home. But it may not be what it appears, with the ambience betraying what lies beyond the gate, behind the walls. These cats call this place home.
At the moment we have 385 cats. No, 386 now because we received another one yesterday.
Some traveling for long distances to be here.
As far as Kisumu, Nakuru, yes, Thika.
The cats live in this house in Mihango within Utawala Estate in Nairobi County. Rachel Kabue is their housemate. She takes us down her memory lane. Seeing that many cats suffered in the hands of ignorant people, she started rescue operations.
We rescue a lot of kittens that are thrown out in cartons, or they're just out there without a mother, and they're usually 3 weeks or younger.
She eventually founded Nairobi Feline Sanctuary, now home to more than 300 rescued cats. The diploma holder in community development donated this bungalow to the cats, opting to occupy a much smaller space, but sharing the compound. The cat woman of Mihango has a name for each of the hundreds of cats, and she never confuses them.
Henry, Marina, Eno.
Kabue says cats have personality similarities with human beings. Trevor has a strange way of responding when his name is called.
Trevor? Yeah, he always does that. Trevor! Good boy.
Rashalgu is apparently greedy.
More than 2 years.
He doesn't want to share food. He was just rescued from the streets and currently undergoing etiquette lessons. Ara and Biggie love visitors. They are so clingy. Bree is all fluffy. Koki, Lola, and Odin have congenital disabilities. The sanctuary has a maternity wing for queen cats.
So you see they have some signs of flu.
These little kittens were orphaned when they were neonates. The kittens were rejected by their foster mother. What really matters is they have a roof over their heads. Mercy killing for the very sick ones does not augur well with Kabue. A cat can give birth to 48 kittens in a year. Hence, the need to control population at the Nairobi Feline Sanctuary.
Spay and neuter. This means that we stop the reproduction. This is because there are already many cats who are not living in the best conditions.
Here, cats also access medicine from the pharmacy. Through the Nairobi Feline Center, Kabue has created employment.
Over 300 cats by yourself, so we have staff, and first of all we try to give the youth a chance, and mothers, the ladies who may not get a job another job easily, but the bare minimum is that you have to love cats.
Anyone can do anything as long as it makes you happy and pays you.
Domesticating these cats, it's not all rosy.
We do get some food donated, but not enough to make a big difference. Per week, they eat 50 kilograms of kibble and about 70 kg of mincemeat. In a month, I'm spending upwards of between 250 to 280,000.
She will be traveling to Canada.
They also have a hospital where they help rescues in low-income families to take care of their pets. So I'm very interested to go and see how they do that, because that is also our end goal.
She has been shunned by some members of the society due to superstition associated with cats.
And people telling us directly that we must be doing something very strange here. Why are we keeping cats?
The Nairobi Feline Sanctuary also gives out cats for adoption.
The reasons why I chose to do it from an institution is because the cats you'll get here are well trained. They do their own things, you know. They are good with the litter box. They are well mannered.
The Nairobi Feline Sanctuary is a leisure place for cat lovers.
Cats and human beings have some similarities. They can be foster mothers to abandoned and rejected kittens. They too get depressed when they are faced with traumatic incidences, and all they need is love and care. Sheila Kayaroyogo reporting for KBC in Nairobi.
There is Bree, the fluffy one, then there is Trevor. Sheila, that was well done. Now to other news. Calls for the support of vulnerable in society are taking shape as the festivities kick in. Different stakeholders spearheading the efforts in various regions say the vulnerable need to be cautioned against life hardships. Some of these efforts have been spearheaded at Children Living at Prosperity Junior Center in Kangemi by Blessings Professional Institute. Japheth Kimathi, the director of the center, says over 251 children, including 30 children residing at the center, need urgent support on matters of education, feeding program, and completion of the classrooms, and appealed to other well-wishers to continue cushioning the less fortunate.
The glasses. Just come the other side.
Juu ya hii msimu wa Krismasi inabidi watu wakumbukane, na ndio tumekuja kuwatembelea, na ni mara ya kwanza lakini si ya mwisho.
Usaidizi tunahitaji ni wa class 8. Unajua wanaenda high school, and high school taking watoto 8 of them is not that easy. Tunahitaji usaidizi kwa watu.
Mimi kama matron wa girls wa Prosperity Children Center, nimefurahi sana kuona Bips College wakikuja kutusaidia. We are very grateful. Na tunashukuru kwa sababu at least kuna watu mahali wametukumbuka sisi kama Prosperity Center, na tunaomba wale wote ambao wanaweza kuja pia sisi kuungana na sisi kutusaidia, kwa sababu bado kuna vitu mingi tunahitaji. Tutashukuru.
Kenyan Nelly Cheboy is the 2022 CNN Hero of the Year. Nelly, who in 2019 quit lucrative software engineering job in Chicago to create computer labs for Kenyan school children, emerged as the winner from 10 other nominees. Her non-profit organization, TechLit Africa, has provided thousands of students across rural Kenya with access to donated, upcycled computers and the chance at a brighter future. President William Ruto led Kenyans in congratulating the 29-year-old for the feat.
Nelly Cheboy.
Yes, please, of course. Can she be with me?
Yes.
And now, in front of the whole world, I want to sing you this song one more time. Mkono wangu mdogo we haiwezi kufanya kazi, nikikuwa mkubwa we nitakusaidia, utapumzika. Really? So, my dear mom only made it to 6th grade. She can barely read and write. She has 4 daughters and she worked really hard to educate us. Schools in Kenya are very expensive. And so people were telling her, you're so lucky you have girls. You don't have to worry about buying land for them, right? They can just get married. And so, but she really believed in educating us. So she would slave away. She'd work really hard by the roadside. She was by the roadside for 4 decades. And so when she comes home, I'm 4, I'm 5, I see how exhausted she is. And I sing to her this song that says, my hands are so tiny, I cannot help you, but when I grow up, I'm gonna show you the world. And then she's like, oh, you're so cute, right? And so right now, in front of the whole world, I've shown you the world. And the CNN heroes, you have made this happen. I have to...
Appreciating Mother's Love. African leaders are heading to Washington ahead of the US-Africa summit that will be hosted by President Joe Biden. The three-day summit begins on Tuesday and will aim to demonstrate the commitment of President Biden's administration to the continent, according to organizers.
A total of 49 heads of state and African Union Commission Chairperson Musa Faki Mahamat have been invited to the summit. Mali, Guinea, Sudan and Burkina Faso, which are suspended by the African Union, were not invited. Eritrea was also excluded. Meanwhile, the families of the victims of the 1988 bombing of a Pan Am plane have expressed both concern and delight about the arrest by the United States of a Libyan man suspected of making the bomb that destroyed the aircraft over the Scottish town of Lockerbie. All 259 passengers and crew on board the Boeing 747 bound for New York from London died, while another 11 people were killed in Lockerbie when the wreckage destroyed their homes. Finally, grieving relatives of a Zambian student who died while fighting in Ukraine as a mercenary for Russia have greeted the return of his body on Sunday at Lusaka Airport. Lemekani Nathan was killed last month. The Wagner paramilitary group said it had recruited him from a Russian prison. Wagner said he had voluntarily joined up before dying a hero. Zambia has demanded a full explanation. For Lunchtime News, I'm Cindy Alwatch.
All right, let's get sporty. England's soccer team arrived home last evening after being defeated by France in the quarterfinals of the 2022 World Cup finals. Meanwhile, Cristiano Ronaldo has acknowledged that the biggest and most ambitious dream of his career has ended.
Portugal striker Cristiano Ronaldo said winning the World Cup for Portugal would have been his greatest achievement, despite him boasting of many accolades. Meanwhile, the FIFA World Cup Golden Boot in Qatar is up for grabs. French duo Kylian Mbappe and Olivier Giroud are on 5 and 4 goals respectively, while Argentine captain Lionel Messi has 4 goals on his name. In 2018 edition, England striker Harry Kane won the title after scoring 6 times. Elsewhere, England's soccer team arrived home last evening after being defeated by France in the quarterfinals of the 2022 World Cup finals. Captain Harry Kane said England would use their defeat by France to be mentally and physically stronger for the next challenge as they headed home for the World Cup in Qatar, with Harry Kane missing an 84th minute penalty. Under Southgate, England reached the 2018 World Cup semi-finals and the Euro 2020 finals before their elimination by the defending champions France in Qatar.
The government, in conjunction with the county governments, is set to launch a bottom-up football tournament that will bring together under-19 teams from all the counties. Speaking during the 2022 Jamhuri Day celebrations at the Nyayo National Stadium, President William Ruto said the finals of the tournament shall be held during the Jamhuri Day celebrations. He said the aim of the event is to form a formidable team that will act as a feeder to the national team Harambee Stars as Kenya targets to take part in the 2030 World Cup. The head of state also revealed Kenya will bid to host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations.
I will champion a grassroots football development program that will see national government work with county governments to invest heavily in youth football. Arrangements are at an first stage to launch a bottom-up football tournament to be contested by under-19 teams from all 47 counties. We will work with our county governors for each county to build a team right from the ward level. This is the first step in our Football Vision 2030, where we will target our Harambee Stars to play at the 2030 World Cup and Kenya to host the 2027 Africa Cup of Nations. Together, let us build Kenyan football from the grassroots of our villages to the grand stage of the World Cup.
Former world champions Mickey Biazion and Peter Solberg will be the star attractions at next year's East Africa Safari Classic Rally, which will count as the 11th running of the prestigious historic event. Biazion, the revered back-to-back world rally champion in 1988 and 1989, was among the special guests at the just concluded East Africa Mini Classic Rally won by Dutchman Romanon.
Mickey Biazion will be returning to the iconic Kenyan gravel as a race driver after a 32-year hiatus since retiring in the last two WRC safaris in Kenya in 1990 and 1991 due to engine problems and an accident respectively. Peter Solberg, on the other hand, will be back in the country for the World's Toughest Classic event after 2 decades since retiring from the 2003 WRC Safari Rally Kenya. His son Oliver was part of the star-studded Hyundai World Rally team in the last two WRC Safari Rally events in 2021 and 2022. Solberg Sr. debuted in the World Rally Championship in 1998 and finished runner-up to Marcus Gronholm in 2002, and then became the first Norwegian to win the Drivers' World title in 2003. Biazion came to prominence in the early 1980s, winning both the Italian and European Rally Championships in 1983, driving a Lancia 037. East African Safari Classic Rally chairman Joy Ghosh confirmed entries of the two legends, adding that their return will add the much-needed zest to the main Safari Classic event in 2023. Ghosh also confirmed the return of multiple Kenya motorcycle champion and retired rally driver Stephen Anthony, who piloted the Zero car at the Mini Classic alongside newly crowned navigator champion Tosif Khan. Dutch-Belgian crew of Raymond Vos and Stephen Pravot won the 2022 Mini Classic following the heavy 5-minute penalty handed to the top two drivers Baldev Chaga and Piers Dyking, who dipped to 13th and 14th respectively.
You don't have to be a Kenyan to win this rally. There is no advantage for being a Kenyan. Yeah, we have a person from Belgium who came and won. It just goes to show it's an equal playing field for everybody, and that's what we are trying to bring back.
We have come to the end of Channel 1 Lunchtime News. Thank you for your time. Thank you for your feedback on our social media platforms. For more news on just aired items and many more, do log on to www.kbc.co.ke. My name is Irene Muchuma Odim. On sign language interpretation is Lensa Odingo. Happy Jamhuri Day. From us to you. Good afternoon.
To get Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 as your skiza tune, dial star 811 star 967 hash.
Trust in the Lord with all your heart and lean not in your own understanding. In all your ways submit to him, and he will make your path straight. Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5 to 6.
To get Proverbs chapter 3 verse 5, dial star 811 star 967 hash. Star 811 star